Welcome, Uncle, to our show. It is our pleasure and privilege in having you as our first inspirational speaker at our show, RUBAROO. Well, RUBAROO simply means to come face to face. So face to face with what is the next question? Face to face with myself, society, issues around me, which include my choices, my values, my fears, and everything that becomes a part of my identity. Well, that is exactly what the road track movement does to us as an individual. It enhances our identity. The road track movement is, for the benefit of those who are not aware, it is a global movement of young individuals above the age of 18 to exchange ideas with leaders in the community, develop leadership and professional skills, and at the same time have fun through service. Today, we have with us the most enterprising, active, energetic, and most sought-after Rotarian road tractor, Seshasai, District Road Track Committee Chairman, here face-to-face with us at RUBAROO. Welcome, Uncle.
Thank you.
We are more than honored to have you with us here today.
My pleasure too.
So let me do a brief intro about you for the benefit of our viewers.
Right.
So, well, Rotarian road tractor Seshasai Uncle has a very impressive profile, which I will go over in short. He is a process-oriented and result-minded management professional with about 24 years of experience in various sectors. On a lighter side, Uncle, I think your experience is slightly older than me. So, jokes apart.
So that's why you're calling me uncle, you should call me brother then.
So, jokes apart, he's an out-of-the-box thinker with a proven track record of setting up new ventures, increasing revenues, expertise in marketing and CRM, streamlining operations and general administration. Well, he has the most important qualities for a successful career, and team building is his forte. He has traveled extensively across the globe and is active in various social organizations, and I presume that the road track movement is the closest to his heart. To top all this, he is the Honorary Consul General of Republic of Seychelles, and humbly he calls himself a farmer. But he is an architect and founder of the most sought-after, need-of-the-hour startup, as I should say, the Farm Guru Agri-Tech Center, which presents the opportunity to the young and old, a farming experience in all its rustic glory. Well, I think I've touched on most of the important aspects of Rotarian road tractor Seshasai Uncle. Welcome once again, Uncle.
Thank you.
So, moving on to the main agenda of RUBAROO, the face-to-face session. So, Uncle, to start off with, after your master's in management and marketing, what was your outlook towards life and what made you look at life so differently?
Okay, my father was into a tobacco trading business. He used to manufacture snuff, and that's one of the most lousiest habits a human being can have. So for some reason, I had this perspective that I should do something good to the society from the early age, thanks to my mom on that aspect. And we started something called the, mineral water division. Originally, it came out from prawn culture, where a lot of lands, agricultural lands, are actually getting exposed to the seawater, and because of that, fertile lands are getting disoriented. So we were given an opportunity to kind of convert a particular island near Ongol to make it into a prawn culture model unit where it will not spoil the environment. But it so happened that that year we had a lot of floods because of the cyclone which hit in the year 1993. So we had a lot of equipment, and somebody said with that equipment we can actually do mineral water, and that was my first thought of wanting to start a mineral water project. And we started a brand called Hello, and we were the first people to start bubble top water in Chennai. I was as naive as you, and I did not know what life was. I did not know anything about entrepreneurship. I was new to the business, and my perspective started from there. And slowly, because of the people around me, my team, we had a fantastic team of 16 people. And in 2003, we had the largest mineral water plant in Asia.
That's right. So, yeah.
Next question.
Yes.
In your opinion, what is a good time for anyone to step into social organization, and how to balance a successful career alongside with the social activities?
I always believe in this Winston Churchill's quote, which says, for life you give, but for living you take. So in Tamil, you can also say, வாழ்வதற்கு எடுத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள், வாழ்க்கைக்கு கொடுங்கள். So first and foremost is that you should take care of yourself. Let's say you're going in a boat and there is a hole in the boat and it is sinking. Most important is that you save yourself first, which means if you're getting into a family hold, you have to make sure that everybody is taken care. The son is taken care, the wife is taken care, the mother, the elders, all of them are taken care. And then if you have spare time and money, then you can get into social organization. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you may not be empathetical. In the entrepreneurship, I have become a popular guy among the entrepreneurs, more so because in 2003, we had, I used to give these Ayudha Puja bags year on year. In 2003, when I said we had the largest mineral water plant in Asia, we gave close to about 1,430 Ayudha Puja bags with a tiffin box and sweets and something like that. So I thought that was more successful because so many families were dependent on us. And we kind of put everything together to make sure that we are one team. And if we are successful, all of us are successful is a concept which I brought in among the thing. That's the social impact which I'm looking at. So you can take care of yourself and also take care of somebody else. And that is possible only when there is empathy. In fact, the CEO of Microsoft, Nadella, says that if you're not empathetical in life, you cannot grow after 40, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're working with somebody or you're doing any social kind of entrepreneurship also.
Very true and practical way of thinking, I guess, uncle. Like, Tanakku minjinal dhaan daanam tharanam. Yeah, that's. And so, what is your experience as a road tractor on how to give back to the society? A few sites.
Yeah. So what happened is in 2012, my brothers had become elderly, and one of my brothers is actually from US, and he worked in a lot of organizations there, and there were some kind of misconcept of the way I'm doing business. I was actually trying to grow more, and there was an opportunity for us to grow, and I think I was actually putting a agla kal is what they say. So at that point, I realized that my brothers, maybe they're sensible and they are younger than me and they'll have more innovation. So at one point, I gave away all the businesses to my brother and took a sabbatical and went off to a place called Puttaparthi, not for anything else, because everybody had said, if you want to progress more, you need to have change in life. So I decided to have a change, and I thought I will work in a hospital 3 months, serving the patients or whatever is the opportunity there. So when I went there, another person came to me after a month and said, with all your experience with Nokia, Kingfisher, HLL, Airtel, and Kinley or Coca-Cola, you can actually teach students. So I was given a one-day mock session. I had a Tagore watch, and I was very flamboyant those days. I used to go only in business class. I never even knew that economy was existing after a while. So that kind of a flamboyancy was there. And I went to Puttaparthi, and before going to Puttaparthi is the place where I was working in the hospital. My secretary came to me. Her name is Philomena. She's still working with us. Said, sir, last month your expenditure was personal expenditure was about 270,000 rupees. So could you sign it? Because I was told from next month you have a new boss. We have a new boss. So that was my brother. So I signed it, and I decided on that day, for the next 24 months, I will not spend more than the money which I had spent in that 1 month. So in the process, when I became a professor, showing my Tagore watch, I became a celebrity in just 1 day, and I was given the opportunity to become a junior lecturer, and then went on to become a senior professor. And I loved the place so much, and I did not want to come back. But then again, one day, my mom, my wife, and my son, and my brother-in-law, and my sister, all of them called me and said, you have a lot of responsibilities, you have to come back. And I came back, and that's it. So I think I came back, and I had to take up the social entrepreneurship because the acumen of business is lost with me. So I took up this Farm Guru, and I started giving a lot of guest lectures all over Tamil Nadu and even North. I went to even other countries to give some lectures on frugal innovation and all that to various corporates.
Uncle, it is like a very big decision to leave everything and go, and starting something from scratch is also like very amazing.
Absolutely. That is the reason, the change is very important. If you do not like something which you are doing right now, the most important is leave everything and make a change. And unless you make a change, your brain will not have drained already. In the sense, whatever is the baggage you have to let it go. Once you let go of the baggage, you have new thinkings and new innovations in life. And simplicity is very important. And from that day, I was using only a cycle in Puttaparthi. I kind of enjoyed the nearby villages, and my monthly expenditure was not more than 10,000 rupees.
Wow. But weren't you like kind of skeptical or scared to leave everything and go?
I was not, because for some reason, I think that friendship and bonding was much above the money which I was trying to earn, probably because of the confidence I have that money I can always earn anytime because of the experience which the team had given me. I think it's a team effort. I had a wonderful team, and even now we have about 20, close to about 30 of us working together. And when we meet up, not as an employer, we are more friends. We kind of have a party once in a while.
Nice.
Track part, I became a road tractor when the Rotary International decided to remove the rule of the age. The age rule was removed for the only reason that they thought that there is a lot of innovation among young people, and the elderly people do not have much of innovation because they already have a baggage, which I was talking about earlier. Younger people have lesser baggage and they can bring in new thinking. So I thought the best way is to, instead of a lot of people would want to climb up, and I said, road tractor is not climbing up. I said, that's what I wanted to do, because all my life when I went back, I was able to get into a new role. So I was given the opportunity to become a road tractor in Road Track Club of Zenith, and I'm very proud about it.
That is very nice. And so do you think Western culture of employee-employer relationship is better than what we follow here?
Actually, do you have your lunch?
Yes, uncle. Are you not able to hear?
No. Did you like your lunch today? And how about you, Srinivasan? Yeah. See, both of you, when I asked you a question, you nodded saying, yes. The nod is a very typical Indian nod, right? Yeah. And it is not found in any other country in the world. You go to America to any of your cousins' place and ask them, if they ask you if you had pizza, probably the Indians would recognize it, but an American, this means it's actually a no for them. This nod is typical to India, like that. The reason why we could have done better than the Western is that we have not formulated enough kind of theories on the basis of India. This nod, you do an experiment in your house, who's just learning to speak. You go ask the child, do you want milk or do you want chocolate? And you give the chocolate, because obviously the chocolate is what she would like. And ask her, did you like the chocolate? She would say yes. And this nod, nobody taught her. It is there in the genes. So we are talking about Philip Kotler on marketing and on finance. We have a lot of people from abroad, but why not we have our own systems and kind of a theories to make our things grow. We are great in so many things. If you look at our culture and Vedas and a lot of scripts, I think we do have science which is imbibed in us a long time ago. So that should be brought in. Today, because of the survival, people think that, this whole education is about earning money. It is not. It is about earning happiness is what I think. My humble opinion. Thank you.
Very, very true, uncle. I think most needed now.
Next question, sir.
Yeah.
General theme of Road Tractor is service through fun and friendship, and also same time develop a leadership quality.
Yeah.
This is actually far-fetched. Can you explain the principle behind so that we have more inspired youth joining our movement?
See, every single person has a passion, right? I do not know if you know this particular theory or a book called Ikigai. It is a Japanese concept. In the concept, they explain 4 things. First is what you're good at it. Srinivasan must be good at technical. He's very good at computers. He's kind of a mixes everything. He'll make me look like, probably Sylvester Stallone and all that. That is his.
I think it's true, Uncle.
Yeah, I can see that, with all that kannadi and that short smile he's got. So that is what he's good at. But is Srinivasan passionate about it is what the second thing we have to do. Just because I'm good at something doesn't mean I'm passionate about it, right? Like Meenakshi, you kind of play Veena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you passionate about it is what you have to look at it, the next thing. The moment you realize what you're good at it is what you're passionate about in life, then the next thing you have to do is whether it is beneficial to the society. Like I want to have cocaine in life. Yeah, it is very good and I'm passionate about it. But is it beneficial to the society? It is not. Okay, so after realizing that you have a passion and you are good at it, at the same time it's beneficial to the society, the fourth one is whether you can make money out of it. So that comes, the principle comes, for living you take, but for life you give. So when you combine all this four, you kind of get into a nice, beautiful, a kind of a circle of happiness. So a good leader is somebody who is very, very happy first and who's very ethical, who kind of gives happiness to everybody. And the best leader is somebody who can translate that happiness through somebody. And if that other person is happy because of him, he's a true leader. And that opportunity only Rotaract gives, because you meet so many people. And the Ikigai concept is very much possible when you're in a Rotaract movement, because in, let us say, 3232 district alone, we have 29,000 people, and 29,000 people will have some kind of a relation some way or other. When we were young, all of you are medicos, right? The first bench fellows, all of them became medicos. The second bench fellows became engineers. The third and fourth, I'm actually a BCom guy, and I didn't even get it in Royal Law, which is supposed to be the in college for BCom. I got it in DG Vaishnav College. But then again, the first bench fellows became medicos or a doctor, not because, he's very passionate about it, because there's more money there. Now it is not the case. The guy, what is that particular program? The Australian chef, huh? It's called Chef Master.
The Master Chef.
Master Chef. Today, you go tell my mom, I want to become a cook at 30 years ago, she will probably slipper me. But today, it is the order. The children realize that there's a scope and opportunity there. There's a passion for a child to cook. And I realized during the pandemic, if I cook, there's a kind of a mental happiness in myself. There's a beautiful, which I never knew about. So the opportunity was never there for me, but for all of you, you have an opportunity to pursue your passion. And that is very, very important. I think when you say, I'm working very hard, which means you're not enjoying the job. The day when you say, wow, I'm enjoying what I am doing, then there is no hard work at all.
I think it is like very true for the medicos, especially.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because for you, the empathy is the most important thing. Imagine a grumpy doctor. I don't want to meet a grumpy doctor. A doctor who says, hey man, I thought you were about 15, 16 years old, but you're only 12 now. That kind of a positive attitude somebody gives is great. Yeah.
And mainly this pandemic also, it's a time where we can, search for our passion and we can go behind it.
Like, a lot of people say, it's a waste of time. People are losing 1 year and all that. I have learned how to make wonderful videos in this 1 year. The reason is that every time I wanted a video to be made for a Rotaract event or a youth service event or a free event, I had to depend on somebody else. He makes beautiful videos, but not the way I want. I have something in my mind, which is what one particular connect I wanted to give, but he could never understand my thing because he's not me, right? So the moment I started making videos, I was able to wanted in Rotaract or Rotary or any other organization.
So with the advancement in science and technology, and we've started losing contact with reality and nature. But with the current pandemic, nature herself has found a way to rejuvenate. So what is your opinion on the word coexist, like with nature or with our peer group? But coexist is a key to life today almost. So please tell us something about it, like how to do
I have mentioned this at least 100 times in various road track events because I'm a farmer. This coexisting is very, very important, and each one of us have to understand that it is important that what is a waste for somebody else is actually a food for somebody else. You know, the top grains which you see behind me on the screen, it has got a lot of paddy, you know, that is useful for us. We make idli, dosa and all that. But the bottom of it is a waste for us, but for somebody it is the food. The cows eat them.
The cows.
Yeah, the cows eat them and give cow dung. Of course, the milk is for the calf, whereas the cow dung is a waste for the cow. But the worms, the earthworms love to eat that. And the earthworms give vermicompost, which is waste for them. We put it back into the field, which is because it is the cheapest natural fertilizer available in India. And then we get idli and it goes, to the mother's kitchen and becomes idli, which means we are actually eating cow dung. Remember, in this, there are two things which you can realize, that God has given everything for a purpose. You know, what is a waste for us is a food for the cow. What is a waste for the cow is a food for the worms. So it is a cycle. So we need to coexist. We need to kind of make sure we are, we humans are atrocious. We are so greedy. Gandhiji had said, for everybody's need it is available, but not for everybody's greed. We are absolutely greedy. Since today, the richest man in the world also wants more money. So where is the end to it? So unless we become simple, unless we realize that simplicity is the way of life, we were not going to reach the way where we wanted to reach. So the next generation has to look at, unknowingly in the last 3-4 years, both Srinivasan and probably the president and Meenakshi, in your house you have a second phone because of the pandemic. And because you have a second phone, you have Netflix. And because you have Netflix, you wanted an extra connection. And you have to pay Jio other 500 rupees. And invariably in 15 days, the whole data will be over. Another 500 will be there. So without us knowing, close to about 2,000 rupees every middle income family is spending. And in the pandemic, where most of them are suffering for the jobs. So the whole world, because of the greed, they are pushing you things which becomes a luxury initially and over a period of time becomes necessity. So how are we going to end this? So only people like you should understand that simplicity is very important.
Very
be simple. Go on a public bus. Walk every day. Go on a bicycle. Wherever possible. Explore the possibilities of how you can be simple in life. I take a public bus. I don't depend on my car every time, because the moment I depend on my car, I need to depend on my driver, and I have to depend on my diesel, whether I have enough money to put the diesel, all that is there. The moment I go by bus, it is 14 rupees from here to my farm. And I can do a 3-kilometer walk, which is very healthy for me.
Very, very true, Uncle. I think all of us should start following.
And I am the only honorary consul in the world who is a diplomat who will go in a public bus.
That's like really amazing, Uncle.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Is this the motto behind Farm Guru as well?
Yeah. See, I was actually not willing to do any more businesses because I was fed up with this debit, credit, going to the bank, asking for an extra loan. The whole thing about bad debts, all that was a big headache for me, because from 25 lakh business in 1993 or 94 rather, we went on to do businesses worth more than 200 plus crores, okay, with the 1,400 employees under our family fold, So I thought, that is not what is meant for me, or the calling is something else, because it never appealed to me. Of course, I was flamboyant, it was over. But then again, I thought, simplicity actually gives you more happiness. And fortunately, my father was very rich through the tobacco business, and his only motto in life is to acquire land and property. So he had enough and more land, and probably that is the why I am so atrocious in talking about simplicity. Probably you might ask. In fact, one of the child in one of the road track program stood up and asked, "Sir, you are saying all that because you have enjoyed all that. After I enjoy, then maybe I'll think about this, not now." So I thought he had a point. So I think, yeah, I do not know if I answered your question.
Yeah. Yeah. So And you always seem very happy, contented, and smiling.
Yeah.
So, and your smile and positive attitude is highly infectious, Uncle.
Yeah.
So, how do you think we can stay contented and happy and at the same time achieve our goals?
You have already said that. The moment you are contented, you're happy. And that is your goal. You already said that. I didn't say that. You're not contented, you're not happy anymore, and it's not your goal. If you think that from today, at the age of, I said there should be a hole in the, if there is a hole in the boat, you need to first save yourself, right? So you keep a goal. At the age of 45, I need to make so much. I need a house. If I have 2 children, I need to take care of the children. What is it that I should achieve by the age of 45? Let us say monthly a lakh of rupees is something which I am trying to give you a figurative or a fictitious amount. It can be 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. The moment you reach that 3 lakhs, are you willing to let go of everything else and try to be passionate about what you wanted to do? If you can achieve that, nothing like it. Because it's a phase. This is the phase you have more innovation. This is the phase you cannot look at time and you can work for a longer time. And sometimes you need to do things which you are not passionate about also because you already decided you need to earn the money, and that's become the 2,000 rupees every month increase. It's happening. What I'm trying to say is that all of you can kind of come to a conclusion of where you want to be, kind of be happy of whatever is enough for you. Contentment is very, very important.
Very true.
Generally said that when we jot down our fear process and work towards overcoming our fears, we are on our path to success.
What is fear? What worried about? Worried about survival?
Something we're scared to do, something we don't want
but
to.
In life, what generally people are worried about? I mean, 50 to 60% of them are worried about death. Yeah, they are. See, in the COVID times, you can see how people are scaring the others about death. You're going to die, and that is what people are scared about. Dolo 650. There's so many jokes going around, right? But how many of you know how you were born? You don't know how you're born, right? I mean, we don't know. We were born, and someday we're going to die. All of us know about it, and then we don't know when we're going to die, right? So when I started mineral water, without my knowledge, I went to everybody and said, the corporation water has a lot of germs. And if you drink, you will kind of have the waterborne diseases. 80% of the diseases are waterborne. We used to scare people. And that is how they started drinking mineral water. Okay. And at the time when I was actually selling the first bottle of mineral water in a bubble top, in railway station, you can see people running to the tap and filling water. I do not know you guys are aware of it. Yes. But today there's not even one person. In some of the stations, the tap is also not there. So that's the scenario. But at the time of Coca-Cola coming to us and kind of a partnering with me, a lot of people said, hey, all these MNCs, you don't get into them. The only reason why I partnered with them is that the quality part. I remember in a big conference in 2001 in Delhi, the biggest statement which I made, which I think they still talk about it in their magazine, which I said, if you guys, it's a mineral water association, if you guys are able to give this water to a newborn baby in your house, that is the day you're successful. And Coca-Cola said one thing, we are very paranoid about our quality. And I did have a lot of issues in my quality, which was produced in my own brand. That is the only reason, because you need to be ultimate in the quality of whatever you're doing, whether it is life, whether it is a friendship, or whether it is being genuine. That is very, very important. I think. Yeah, so I think I have explained that well.
Next year on, the Rotaract moment is being elevated on path to Rotary moment. How is this more beneficial to us?
It is definitely beneficial because you people can interact with the top leaders in the world, either in financial or in spiritual or as a motivational leader. you guys can talk to anybody in the world and kind of say, hey, I am also part of you. Can you kind of give me this kind of an idea? For example, because I'm a farmer, 4 of the children from Royal College came to me and said, so why don't we have this kind of an idea? What is it? Like you have rice in your farm, you have coconuts in your farm, you have lentils in your farm, you have milk, which you can make ghee. So why didn't we start a idli kada? I said, wow, that's a fantastic idea because I have everything with me and there's no middleman. I can do it myself. I said, okay, let's wait till the pandemic is over. Let's start some idli kada. And the more we started thinking, so these children who are road-tractors, and I have an experience on the entrepreneurship is with me, whereas the innovation with them. And all the time and effort can be done by them. If they need for a simple money or a capital I have, that is the opportunity you have when Road-Track and Rotary are together. You guys can bring in so much of funding from all the rich fellows, the old bald-headed fellows, and you young, I'm very jealous of Srivatsan having so much hair. I'm losing hair, man. You can lend.
But aren't we together now?
Yeah, we kind of used to have this hierarchy before. It was under Rotary. We slowly becoming in part. Like DRR Kamwil, I like his statement when he says, we have become more like friends than being a subordinate. They don't say subordinate because in Rotary, you don't use the word subordinate. We are actually equals, but you are treated slightly lesser than the Rotary, but you are equal now. So for example, they did a huge program called My Flag, My India, okay, which was about 5-6 years ago, where 50,000 road tractors were there. All the road tractors were actually treated a little lesser than the Rotarians. In the sense, I'm not talking any derivative kind of a thing, but I'm saying that they were lesser. But today, you guys can form your own thing and you can take funding. There's something called global grant by the Rotary. You are eligible to get. In fact, Savita Niranjana knows that I have actually contributed, and your parent club is doing a global grant, which means you are the first club in India to get a global grant all by yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody. If you have a good project, you go apply to them, you go talk to the district governor to kind of shape it up and bring into some kind of a strategy, and you can do. I mean, you want to do 3-4 buses of serving the rural, the time is yours. All of you have time and you have experience, and you also need experience.
That's right. But now we'll have to pay the international dues here on.
How much is it, my dear?
$5, I guess.
Yeah, $5, my dear. How much is it in rupees, my dear?
Into 70, Uncle. 70, 75.
350.
Let us say 500 rupees. That's a beautiful, pendant you're wearing. Where did you buy that from? LC, is it? And that overcoat, that white overcoat is probably at least 1,000 rupees, and you have 2 pendants and both of them are probably about 1,000 bucks. Hello, if Savita Medical College is going to talk about $5, what about Queen Mary's College, which is having a fee structure of yearly fee structure of 450? You guys should actually help such people and say, hey, no, I'm going to take 10 people in my fold and give them the $5. Or you do your own funding. For the first time, Rotary International had said, for your fee structure, you can do your own funding. In the sense, create a program, and you can say that for a particular, the problem with the Rotary clubs is they have money, but they don't have the time. So you go to a particular Rotary club and say, we will do a huge medical camp, sir. So you give all the funding. The moment they do the funding, you kind of give your time. So you guys can become partners with any other people in the world and kind of create a nice forum among yourselves.
Very true.
So I don't think $5. More important is that how this $5 is going to give you value is what you'll see. Right? Somebody had said that there's a small story which, to cut it short, I'm going to make it really short. There's a father who gave somebody a stamp and said, sell this stamp and come back. it's a 5 rupee stamp. So this guy went to the post office and said, how much is it? He said 5 rupees. Yeah, the same guy went to a nearby shop who's probably a stamp collector. He went and showed him, he said, I'll give you over 200 rupees. The same guy went to the net and searched for it. We placed the stamp and said, how much you get? Somebody offered him 1 lakh rupees. So it all depends on how you position yourself at which place. So this $5 probably is going to give you probably more than about $100 in a year. And one simple example is, have any of you gone to the Raila, which is conducted by the district? They collected 1,000 rupees for the Raila, okay? But which means only 100 people were allowed, 120 people were allowed, which means the income was 1,20,000. But do you know how much they spent? Close to about 8 lakh rupees. So that is the value you'll get.
I was just going to ask you about Raila next, Uncle.
Yeah.
So road track, Raila, everything like changing lives of many, but it has left many lives untouched as well. So how do you think we should function in order to optimize both our reach to the society and our overall development as an individual?
See, Raila is one thing which is done by the road tractors for the road tractors. When I'm talking about road track Raila, okay? And our district is the only district which the district by itself does the Raila. Whereas all other districts, it's the Rotarians who do the Raila. So there's a slight difference. We also tried initially, but I thought I should not disturb because the prerogative was given to me whether I should do the Raila as a district road track chairman. I said I will not touch because anyway, one side I'm saying empower road tractors, and the second side I should not say, I will do the Raila and pull out everything. So the flexibility, I wanted to give it to them, and they did a fantastic Raila. My only worry was there was no simplicity in the Raila. There was a lot of flamboyancy in that. For me, Raila is going under Himalayas, putting up tents in that beautiful, wonderful places, with the least money. If you're able to do a Raila with 1,20,000 rupees, which is what the money they give, that is real Raila. Sitting in a nice, the resort is not a Raila. So Raila gives you opportunity to meet a lot of people, make new friends, and friends are very important in life. For Meenakshi, probably you have about 5-6 friends, one friend for borrowing money, one friend for, taking care of your studies, one friend, you will go to your mother who is very friendly with your mother. Your mother thinks she is the most disciplined lady ever in the world, and whatever she says, the mother will listen. So like that, you have 4-5 friends, and of course, you have the best friend who will be taking all your secrets and keeping it to herself.
Very true. I think we now know more about Raila also, so that we can do something. So, and it has been a very interesting and extensive session today, Uncle. But as we press for time, I think we'll end the session now. Thank you. And I thank you again, Uncle, for such an inspiring from the heart talk. It was a light-hearted talk. At the same time, it was kindling our rational thinking too. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll work on these lines and become better individuals. Absolutely.
And if you need anything also, you let me know. I'm given this opportunity for another 5 months and 15 days. And anything you guys need, I am there. And this has become my passion. And I kept myself free for this 1 year just to be with the road tractors. Not for anything. It's not any service. It is purely because I'm selfish. I want to learn more from you people.
Sure, Uncle. We'll reach out to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And as the Tirukkural goes, Yeppurul yarvai keppinum appurul meipurul kanbadarivu. Like we should take the good things from
anybody. It is not the person. Srinivasan might have all other silly hobbies in life, but it is not about the person. It is about what he says.
That's very important. So after this insight into road track movement, I'm sure our road track journey will be a more fruitful and memorable one. And we will put our best foot forward and develop innovative ideas and solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. So thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you from Road Track Club of Savita.
Thank you so much. Be innovative, be passionate, and at the same time be positive. This pandemic has made you stronger. The more pain you have, the more stronger you become. God bless you all. And I wish everybody in Savita Medical College and all the road tractors in 3232 a great 6 months more. for all of you. Take care and namaskar.
Thank you so
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Srinivasan.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, President. Welcome back.
One more question. Like, it's not a question.
Yeah.
Your opinion about RCSMC and what do you think? Like, what are the things we are different from other clubs? The things you think that we are different from other clubs.
See, first of all, you guys are pressed for time, right? Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. So you guys are so loaded with so much of work in terms of, serving the society. Already you are given the opportunity to serve the society. But how well you can use a fun way to make this all happen, you can actually learn from the road track. And I think you are doing all that very well also, See, I can also see that, there's a slight frustration happening among the youngsters. In the sense, because of this pressure, they're very stressed in a lot of things, There's so much of competition between you all and you kind of want to perform somebody else. There's a lot of ego which is coming up. If you remove this angriness from you, when Srinivasan, because of all the hair he's got, he's going to tell me, hey, if I kind of say, hey, put up and all that, I'm actually a failure. Instead, if I tell, yes, Srinivasan brother, I don't need a comb, I am actually saving coconut oil and all that. If I take that positively, I'm the winner. And I have a choice. I can go back to Srinivasan and talk to him. Whereas he does not have a choice because he's already angry with me. And that ego, if you're kind of removing from life, is good. And I have seen, in spite of all your pressures, whether Niranjana or Meenakshi or Srinivasan and all you people are very well grounded. And I attribute that to your coordinator, Shruti, the way she kinds of...
Very much, Uncle.
Opens everything. I'm so flabbergasted the way she handles all of you in spite of all this pressure. And I think you're completely different because of that bonding which you have between the district and all. It is not the awards. A lot of people are aspiring for the awards. If you are very friendly with the DRR, you'll definitely get an award. The award is something which you should be proud of. You should say, yeah, I did this, man. I did that kind of a project and I'm very happy about it. And if you're going to think about that project after 10 years and say, I deserve that award, that is true award. Not because, DRR is there or the other fellow is there. I'm very friendly. The award committee chairman actually knows Meenakshi very well because he also is a Veena player or whatever, that is not the award. So if you can do something from your heart and not have ego and not become angry for silly things in life, I'm sure that kind of a club is what I can see with all of you. I wish you all the best and continue to be the same. And my heartfelt wishes to Madam Shruti, or Dr. Shruti.
I think she was not able to join us today, Uncle.
That's okay. Perfectly all right. Tell her my regards. That's it.
Sure, Uncle.
I admire her a lot.
All of us also admire her a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, sir.
Namaskar.
Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Meenakshi signing.
Thank you.